Well, now that we've had the top on the Jeep for a little while, the biggest thing I would say I've definitely noticed is a very noticeable reduction in the noise factor.
What's up, everybody? I'm Daryl.
And I'm Marie.
And this is DM's MixUp.
Hey y'all, we finally got the Jeep top in, so I can finally get my wonderful vehicle back up and on the road, because the weather has been hit and miss on being able to drive, because as you can see, some areas you might be able to see, the top has had the stitching dry rot, and it's happened quite a few times actually. This is my second top that I've actually put on her since I bought her, but it was like this when I bought her, the dry rot stitching was, so I replaced it initially, and then it occurred on the second top, and that's when we realized, when we did some more digging, I think they put the wrong bars on, or put them on incorrectly, is probably most accurate explanation. So we're going to go with a top that doesn't require the bars. And since I have complex regional pain syndrome, which is a permanent progressive nerve damage, to make it easier for me to be able to take my top off and have some topless fun, I need it a little bit easier to put together and pull apart for my hands. So we've come up with a top that comes completely apart and even has a sunroof, so I get to upgrade, thanks to my loving husband. And we're going to go about that by first taking off the old top and the bars and replacing the door fittings and the top fittings, because the new top is going to require a bar that runs just behind the driver's seats near the roll bar, and it's going to be there to help do the sunroof part and also give the top itself stability so that it's not flapping and making god-awful noise as I go down the road. But we will see. Also, this top not only comes completely apart into pieces so for easier storage and carrying, but it also converts to a bikini top when you remove all the windows and such from it, to include the tailgate window, which does come completely off. And we will show that as we go through it all. And I think that's about it. Dear, what do you think?
We ordered the top from Quadratech website.
Yes.
And the top company is actually Best Top Company, so we're gonna kind of give them a little bit of a review as we go through the instructions and install the top.
Yes.
So follow along as we make this happen.
Yeah, this is going to be completely new for us, so we'll see what happens. See you as we go. Okay.
So I'm just going to leave the thing run.
That's fine.
All right, how do you want to tackle this?
Hang on. First of all, I have a bum knee. As you might be able to tell, one is a little bigger looking than the other. It's because I have it wrapped up. Normally I would remove my doors to make it easier accessible for replacing these parts here around the door frame, but since my knee is bum, my loving husband doesn't want me removing my doors. Instead, he suggested we flip them backwards, which all that takes is removing the little safety bar piece that hooks next to your door jamb and flipping it backwards, and we're going to hook it open with some bungee cords. That way it's out of the way and I don't get injured lifting it. Here we go.
So at this point, I'm saving all the screws and the bolts like I just showed you. Don't know which ones we'll still need. Don't know what comes with the other top. So we'll be pulling that out shortly. And just in case we lose one, we got extras.
the box. It's a big box. Do not play with knives, children and peoples. Very dangerous. Woohoo! It's open, it's open.
Alright. There's all the parts, those little things that I showed are in there. So we can just put that back on.
And you opened the bag, right?
Zipper cleaner and lubricant.
Cool.
Yes, I opened the bag to get the instructions out.
Okay. Just double checking.
Alright, put that back to the Jeep. This is the top.
Woohoo! Feels nice. It's got a nice texture to it. That should be nice for the nerve damage because it should not make my hands hurt as much touching it. That's a bonus.
Can you hold it up here? So, according to the instructions, the material might come out wrinkled. However, after a couple of days, it'll kind of flatten out. It's just from being in storage, but the instructions actually say it'll come out. Yeah. The other thing they said is do not install this below 72 degrees outside, which today is our first day. It's supposed to be 77 today.
Yes.
But they said do not install it below 72 degrees because the fabric shrinks and makes it tougher to get on.
Yes. And if you get too aggressive with it while it's colder, it can also damage the top. So definitely wait until it's over that temp to be trying to install. Plus it makes it so much easier.
Alright, so
I can't wait to hit the beach and the road.
okay, so according to the instructions, this is actually going to take us about 2 hours.
The Orient tailgate mounts are these lovely little pieces that hook around on both sides of the tailgate door so that you can hook your top into them, and they actually go this way so that the piece hooks up into it, and we're going to put those onto the back. Now we're going to match it up with the holes that are already existing, but again we're replacing everything that came with the kit. That way we have all new equipment on here, so we shouldn't hopefully not have problems with the top this time. We were unaware the first go around that the bars are either incorrect or damaged, and I think actually it's a bit of both. I'm just going to finger screw these in a little bit and then just tighten it down. Okay, screws please.
Did you get them both? Right next to my pinky.
To ensure you don't strip your screws, the best thing to do is to finger screw them in a little bit, so that one, you make sure they go in evenly and correctly, so you're not jacking up your threads, and also so you're not over tightening by simply using a drill or a heavy-handed screwdriver, I should say.
Yeah, those go directly into the metal, so if you screw them too tight, they will strip out the metal. And you'll have to go to a bigger screw.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
Because then nothing will ever fit in there correctly.
And then you're truly screwed.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
We found that out when we looked at my doors, because apparently they did some rigging with my doors on the handles before we bought it. So yeah. Because I'm not so good at getting down low because of my leg, I will video record from over here.
Okay, next thing we got to do is put in the top arch. You want to get on that side? Okay, so point out the slot.
The slot is actually located about halfway back between the screws, and it just slides right in on both sides. Yep, that's it.
Okay, so that's what it looks like. The top arch in there. On to the next thing. Alright, so we got to take the two oval head screws are for the ends. They sink in, the rest are for along the thing. There's actually a hole in the fabric already that they had already put there. So I'm just going to get them started and then put the rest of them in. And get them all started and then screw them down tight.
It's a good way to make sure the fabric is evenly distributed and not wrinkled or crushed or damaged. And it makes it so much easier to screw them in. There it is.
Oh, there's a little tab there for you can grab it. So, do it the difficult way and then figure out the easy way. Okay, so now it's time to put the top on. Okay, so there's actually a little, this thing, you pull it and there's a slit right here to where that just slides right on there and you push it back in and it's clamped. Yep, and then there's a pin on the back that you push in to make sure it's tight. Alright, taking you in. So inside there's actually a strap. It goes from the top.
Where they want it threaded through? Behind the speaker?
Yeah, it's gonna have to go behind the speaker and around the sports bar or in at the corner.
And I'm putting it between the two.
Okay, there we go. So there's a strap. It comes through.
And it threads just like a book bag strap would. Up and then back down through.
Yep.
damage. It's being a pain. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna tuck that back up in there. Out of sight, out of mind.
Alright, now I'm gonna do this side. And then the next step is actually to strap down the back.
Okay, so on the paper, there are two different little pictures showing how it's supposed to be. And then there's the one that shows how it actually looks once you have it hooked. And it shows it backwards compared to what we had it. Here it is. I laced it this way. This is the way it's supposed to look. Mine was backwards for some reason. So I fiddled with it until I figured that out and figured out how they were wanting it. They want it laced like a book bag strap, but backwards to give it more torque on the strap. So we're correcting that. Well, now that we've had the top on the Jeep for a little while, the biggest thing I would say I've definitely noticed is a reduction, a very noticeable reduction in the noise factor with driving it. I normally put a good quality sail top on it, figuring that would be good for dampening the sound, because that's what everything said when I looked it up. But I found that this top, which is a twill top, much quieter. Also, it's taking a little getting used to for me as far as taking it apart and putting it back together, because the instructions it came with were not correct in the way they told you to do certain things in specific order, and it turned out that in some instances we had to zip it up less or zip it up more, or barely zip it before we connected pieces, and that way it would all wiggle itself together. So it's a matter of doing it to figure it out. But for me, the top is much more softer and easier for me to touch. It doesn't irritate my nerve damage as much as the old top did, surprisingly. And I absolutely love the addition of having a sunroof, because with having the kids in the car, I don't necessarily want them getting sunburn, so they can be in the back safely under some shade while I get to play in the sun. So it's perfect compromise. Yes, we'll call it a compromise. But other than that, I think it all turned out pretty well. Got the package as quickly as they could restock it, so all in all, I'm very satisfied. So, the other one on top, check it out. Thanks for watching our video. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more content.